Alright, tonight I'm going to do a little video called Am I Smart or Am I Not? I decided to troll around on Facebook Marketplace and look for used logic boards to repair just for the fun of it. Came across a MacBook Air logic board, A1466. I think it's an 820-00165 board. I paid 15 bucks for it. So let's see if I'm a genius or if I'm an idiot and I now have a $15 donor board. We're going to go ahead and just open it right here on the bench. I'm going to open it right here. It came from this. I'm in Michigan. It came from the same state. It came from another town. So let's see what we have. Well, to start out with, it was just sitting in the envelope, so that's not a good sign already. And our CPU heatsink is bent. As you can see, it's got a bit of a Pringle potato chip look to it, so that's right. But I mean, the board looks pretty good. So we do a cursory glance. No major liquid damage. Doesn't look like any connectors are ripped off. Now the reason, so what is this? This is a 1.8 gig, 8 gig. So this is a 2015 or a 2017 MacBook Air logic board I paid $15 for. So I mean, you know, just at first glance, you don't see any major water staining, or if this will focus. Anyway, there's no major water staining or anything. We're going to go ahead and have a look at it under the microscope. The reason this logic board caught my eye is because the seller was gracious enough to circle what was wrong with it. And if you've repaired hundreds of these boards like I have, if you see that particular component circled, then you immediately know that this board might be worth repairing. So we're going to have a troll around here on the board. Take my hat off here. So we're just going to have a little look-see and troll around this logic board. I don't want to reveal the surprise right away. I mean, this still could be a dead board. They said it wouldn't power on. I mean, this is a clean board. This is a very clean board. I'm impressed. Most of my logic boards don't even look this good. So, we come to this. Haha. This is what we like to call the $1 million wound right here. That is a capacitor that is probably on PP Bus, HS Computing, Current Sense, or High Side Computing, Current Sense. We'll open up Flexboard View just to make sure. This is a 00165. And like I said, this could have been a lot of luck or skill on my part to find this particular board on the marketplace, because like I said, the owner was gracious enough to take detailed pictures of it and circle the blown component. And so, call it what you want. I took advantage and took a risk, actually, but I mean, 15 bucks, you know, is small risk. You know, the risk versus reward is heavily in my favor, and barring a shorted PCH, I would say this logic board is 100% repairable, and getting it back into service. And we'll figure it out that as soon as I figure out what I'm doing. I'm trying to find the board view for this. We'll go to flex board view. Yeah, C7621 has crapped itself. PBus S5 HS Computing iSense is our culprit. What we're going to do is we're going to, for no reason whatsoever, we're going to check PBus for a short. Because even though that cap is blown up, it might not be short. But yeah, I know it's silly. Like, why would I even think to do that? Let's go back to OBS. Yeah, of course. Let's check and see if our fuse is any good. If our fuse blew. Nope, our fuse is still good. What do you know? Alright, let's check our resistance on our CPU V-core rails. Yep, and we are within margin. Usually on these 820000165 boards, the CPU V-core rails, the resistance to ground will usually be in between 12 and we'll call it 30 ohms. 12 to 20, 12 to 40 ohms. This one's sitting at 13 ohms on both phases. There's two phases on CPU V-core. So I would say we got an excellent chance of reviving this logic board. So what do you say we pull off this offender and check for shorts again, and or see if we can get this board working. Now, I would power it on and test it to see what the power rails, what current it's drawing, what it looks like, but we all know, you know, we all know if its PP bus is shorted, what current it draws. So really no point. We'll just go ahead and measure after. And I wanted to make this a quick video because, you know, it's a test. I wanted to test myself to see how good I was at spotting a blown component on a board from a picture in Facebook Marketplace, and if I was smart enough to find that capacitor circled and go, oh, I know that's a PB bus cap. If that's all it's wrong, we're going to just gently warm this area up because there's a lot more tantalums around here and I don't want to pop another one. So we're just going to heat from afar first. Just kind of heat the board up a little bit and we'll move in a little more. Just kind of move in a little bit here. We'll of course replace this capacitor. Ugh, it stinks. Should have my fume extractor on, but I was going to make this a quick 20-minute video. Alright. Busted cap. Haha. No pun intended. This capacitor busted a cap in itself. Clean the area here real quick with the cotton swab. Get our board all dirty here. Alright, now let's check our resistance to ground again on this line and see if it's shorted anymore. Now I'm going to do diode mode, so it might beep for a minute until the caps charge up. But then the beep should go away. I'm not sure. Let's try it and see. Did we relieve our short? Probably. Oh, it's real low. Let's see. Let's go to resistance. We might have another blown cap. I don't know. Oh, the board's really hot still, so you know what, we'll turn the fan on and cool off real quick. Sorry, you can see what I'm doing. I got the board on my exhaust fan here. We're gonna cool it off, so see what happens here. Now this is typically how fast I work on a board that I'm used to working on, and some of the more common symptoms I'm able to spot. Like usually I'm pretty quick about finding things and repairing them. Like they usually don't drag on for more than an hour or two unless I'm working on a Windows laptop. My customers will say tends to drag on for quite a while, but I'm stubborn. Alright, let's check our resistance to ground. We're at half a meg. Yeah, so I would say our short has been taken care of. Like I said, you know, my multimeter is charging the caps. Now we're at 0.2 voltage drop. Let's see. Alright, let's get I'm gonna get my test LCD out. Since we don't have a fan hooked up to this, you're not gonna see fan spin. We're gonna see flashing question mark folder instead. Where are my test LCDs? They are buried, of course, like everything else. Everything else in my office, buried, buried, buried. Pardon the noise, just getting out my test screen. Maybe, if I can find it. It's buried at the bottom. Of course it is. It's buried at the bottom. The 15 LCDs I used to test. It's at the bottom. Alright. We'll see if we get a flashing question mark folder here. We'll go ahead and turn down the light. A fancy new light. Go ahead. We'll see. Once again, we'll see if Tim is a genius and good at spotting easy to repair boards just from a picture, or if he's a buffoon that shouldn't be buying stuff on Facebook Marketplace or any other marketplace for that matter. Alright, powering on. 3, 2, 1, go. Drawing 530 milliamps. Could plug a USB drive in here, but it's kind of pointless because if we get a flashing question mark folder, we know the CPU is working. See if we get an image. Alright, there you go. We have a flashing question mark folder, which means I either am really good or I got really lucky and bought this board once again off Facebook Marketplace for $15. Spent about 5-10 minutes on it, and now the board is worth at least 10 times that much. Anyway, this was a fun little exercise. Hope you enjoyed this. If you like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And we'll see you on the next repair. Take care. Bye.